Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this week.
Joining me this week on the line is over-the-top wrestling star, the Ultrastar himself, Angel Cruz. Angel, thank you for joining us here on The Kickouts.
No problem at all, Dave. In fact, I have a little bone to pick at you. It's been too long since you got in touch to ask me on the show. I mean, you've had referee Niall Fox on before me. I mean, what's the story with that?
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I actually have nothing for that, man. Like, if I'm honest with you, I'm delighted to have you on the show now. If I'm honest, but like, better late than never, as they say.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So what first got you interested in pro wrestling and eventually to become a pro wrestler like you are now?
God, I mean, I think it's something that everyone who's a fan of wrestling always kind of wanted to do at some stage. But I grew up in Carlow for my sins, but the closest thing you'd probably come to wrestling there was having a fight with the lads behind the cathedral after school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, eventually, like, my kind of real life career, I suppose, took me to Dublin, and there's so many opportunities to wrestle here. So I just thought I'd kind of dip my feet in down at Main Stage Wrestling. They had the school behind the Stoneboat pub in Kimmage or Crumlin, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
But literally just from there you just become addicted. It's like you kind of start off thinking like, oh, I wonder is this for me, but then just suddenly it literally takes a hold of you and you can't really think of anything else. It's great.
That's pretty cool, man. So how would you describe the character of Angel Cruz, both in and out of the ring?
Angel Cruz is a glittery, delusional, psychopathic, lovable narcissist.
Okay.
I suppose at the start, he started off like as being my commentary on the culture of celebrity, I think. You know, the way like that somebody might go on Big Brother,
right,
and then leave and still want to hold on to their fame, and they're going to go on to more reality shows,
mm-hmm.
And they're literally just being famous for being on the telly doing nothing. So I kind of just wanted them to be that kind of so I project all my kind of opinions onto him to do that. But now kind of, since then, I kind of like him now, I suppose. I don't think he takes himself as seriously anymore, and I've kind of allowed myself to be able to have a bit of an emotional connection with the crowd as well. He can kind of bring them in on the joke a little bit. So, yeah, that's how I describe him.
That's pretty cool, man. Is there any other wrestlers or even people such as, let's say, reality TV stars that has influenced any part in the Angel Cruz character, both past and present?
I really love kind of that self-deprecating cringe comedy. So I think like probably a lot of the influences I have would be like This Is Spinal Tap, Alan Partridge, David Brent, like Flight of the Conchords, that kind of stuff. Like I think I've stolen a lot from them in terms of making Angel Cruz. I suppose wrestling-wise, probably Kurt Angle would be a big influence.
Okay.
You know, the Attitude Era Kurt Angle, like he was such an amazing, goofy, kind of cowardly heel, and I hated him when I was younger because he'd always cheat, but now looking back, like, it was genius.
Yeah.
And I suppose obviously he'll be angry if I don't say it, but influences, Joe Cabray, the trainer, is a massive influence. He's just a genius when it comes to wrestling as well. So, yeah, no, I've got good people to back me up.
Sounds pretty cool. And of course you wrestle the majority of your matches with Over the Top Wrestling. What has your experiences been like wrestling for the promotion now?
I suppose creatively OTT is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. It's just amazing. It's one big family. It's almost like criminal to call it work. It's still like kind of surreal when you're kind of backstage, you're looking at the match card on the wall and you're seeing kind of the names that you're on the same show as. And then also you're just kind of backstage and you're chatting with guys that you grew up watching, like X-Pac and Tommy Dreamer, and you're meeting Chris Hero and all like kind of international stars at the moment as well. It's just, it's surreal. It's incredible. Absolutely.
And especially nowadays, a lot of people are saying that OTT, especially with being involved with WWE at the UK tournaments, and over the last month it's becoming one of the bigger promotions now in Europe. So what do you feel has contributed to its rise in the past 2 years?
God, I think it's almost like a blend of everything that's fun about wrestling, almost. Like, obviously we have now, like, kind of the best guys in the world, and me, kind of on the cards. But I think we kind of talk to a lot of the guys who come over, what they'll say is different about OTT than a lot of places, or just kind of the atmosphere that it's inside the Tivoli, and the crowd as well. Just probably the best I've seen in terms of independent wrestling. I mean, it's just amazing. The kind of feeling that you get at OTT is unlike anything. So there's that, the guys you work with, and obviously kind of with Joe leading it, he's such a great mind for wrestling, and he's such a good promoter. He's always in tune with where to go and where to take the promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think it's going now, I mean, like, we caught wind. I'm not sure when it's going to air, but there's an announcement coming on Saturday that's probably going to blow the socks off people in terms of OTT as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I say so. So it should be interesting to see for anyone who's going to the event this Saturday. So obviously, as OTT is obviously really, as we said, it's really going into the rise as well. But how would you yourself describe the state of Irish pro wrestling right now in general, like aside from OTT as well?
Sure. I mean, I think it would be hard to find someone who would say that it's never been better. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just wrestling is kind of cool again. I think kind of even amongst people who kind of never would people are a lot more comfortable admitting it now. Whereas back when you were younger, it's kind of like something you keep secret. It's almost like you're just in the closet of being a wrestling fan.
Yeah, it's like a market as opposed to something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have so many good promotions down in Ireland as well, because I suppose you have Mainstage in Dublin, you have Fight Factory, and then you have BCW in Cork and PWU up north, and you have Uprising now who are starting to do shows. So there's a lot more even kind of independent promotions opening up. But yeah, it's never been as cool or as fun to be a wrestling fan, I suppose. So that's kind of, and it shows, I think, even with OTT as well. So it's great. It's great to kind of be a part of that, even if it's in any way.
Absolutely. So, so remind me, how long have you wrestled for OTT now? Since it started, or around that time?
I was on the third show.
Okay.
And that was my first match on it. I think it was like the Walking Banjacks.
Okay.
And the less I said about that, the better. But then I think probably like one of my favourite moments actually was the next show. I can't remember what it was on. It was Danny the Beast Butler's debut, but I had a promo at the start of the show, and I smashed my framed portrait of me as a cover model on Teen magazine, I think, over his head, and then he hit me an exploder suplex through a table. But yeah, since then I kind of, but yeah, I don't know the exact time, but it was the third show I kind of made my official debut, I suppose.
That's pretty cool. So you mentioned like guys like Danny Butler. Like, who else would you be like? Who would be your favorite wrestlers to be in the ring with, and why? God, yeah, this is the question you can kind of like offend people on by not mentioning them. Mention as many people as you want, it's okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot. Jim Nasty's are like one of the kind of first people that pop into my head. The lads, especially like just in shape, he's like just such great minds when it comes to putting like a comedy match together. And I think I've probably wrestled them the most out of anybody. The Wards are fun, like kind of we'd work them a lot on kids shows. How could I forget Fabulous Nikki? I had my famous tag team where we just kind of lost every single match, I suppose, from the start for the first year of OTT. And then obviously currently, I suppose, Tyler Bate or Tyler Breeze, if you want to keep kayfabe. Just kind of being in the ring with him and watching him work and just kind of able to talk to him about a match and everything. It's just incredible. It's just an amazing opportunity, and he's genuinely is probably one of the best in the world at wrestling. Like, at such a young age, it's amazing. Kind of makes you feel horrible about yourself, but yeah, it's great to kind of be in the ring with him as well. Yeah,
it's shocking to think like he's only 19 and he's doing so well for himself at the moment. Like,
yeah.
So you mentioned like obviously you made your debut like with Danny Butler, like doing the teen portrait thing. Like what would you consider the highlights of your pro wrestling career? Would you consider that thing like your debut, or what other bits and pieces would you consider as highlights of your wrestling career so far?
God, I think Team Prick are one of my highlights. I love the fact that I have my little security guards that are kind of like they were on the job bridge. I'm not sure if we're allowed to use the whole job bridge story anymore, because it's done away with, isn't it, in Ireland?
I don't know. Like, you can bring it up if you want, like, you know. So,
but having those two lads there, like, because they're young guys that are down at the training school, and they're really, really good. Sorry, I shouldn't swear.
Now you're finding people off.
But they're just like, they're really kind of passionate about wrestling, and it was great to kind of give them an opportunity. So having them as security guards, and now kind of even they were in a match with me last month against Hornswoggle last on the Sats, like, that's just kind of crazy for me to think, and that's great. Obviously the knife spot that I had against the Kings of the North was one of my favourite things I've ever done, where I pulled a knife mid-match and everyone, yeah, that was that was pretty cool. And one thing, the streak versus streak match I had with the Fabulous Nikki was that's like OTT lore. Not even sure if it's on the Vimeo page. It's like one of the really, really old shows when we had like our losing streak and we were a tag team. And so we had a streak versus streak match to see who would kind of break the streak and finally win a match in OTT. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously as well, tagging with Tyler has just been amazing as well. So it's there's a good few highlights.
It's pretty cool. So obviously you mentioned earlier on as a fan one of your influences was Kurt Angle, but as a fan and as a wrestler right now, who would be your favourite wrestlers to watch? But wrestlers to watch at the moment.
At the moment,
growing up and right now.
Sure. Obviously Shawn Michaels would have been a big one. The Undertaker was probably always my favourite one. In terms of just of being a character and just kind of. It's the epitome of wrestling. I think the Undertaker is like he's a dead person who still wrestles, and it's like kind of anyone who kind of says to you that wrestling isn't real or anything, you just kind of go obviously. So and I always loved the Undertaker. I thought he was kind of so good in the ring. Right now, probably it's kind of like as you become a wrestler and stuff, like you kind of look a lot outside WWE, and I think like right now my favourites to watch would be probably Kenny Omega, Young Bucks. Kota Ibushi is one of my favourite wrestlers. He's just amazing what he can do. I should probably be mad if I don't say it as well, but the Session Boss Martina, I think, is probably one of my favourite wrestlers right now. I think the character is just the
character, right? Yeah.
So that's probably it.
And as for yourself now, do you have any long or short-term goals you'd still like to accomplish in your wrestling career?
Oh God, I'm just on this journey, and obviously as I kind of get more experience under me, because I started wrestling training like for the first time 3 years ago, and so it's kind of like I still think I have a lot to grow, and I'm obviously kind of amongst the best people to learn from. But yeah, I mean, I in terms of short-term goals, just kind of, or long-term goals, I suppose it's kind of arrogant to say short-term, but I'd love to eventually kind of win the tag belts at OTT. I suppose that'd be like kind of a good thing, and get bookings kind of maybe abroad at some stage, but I'm in no rush, kind of just training hard and kind of keep working at it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very good. Finally, I must ask you now, as you present your character to be like a reality TV star, if you were to form a stable of, let's say, 3 other reality TV stars, let's say you brought them into OTT, who would they be and why?
The first one, and I think I almost only need one. I will give you 3.
Okay.
But, is WWE Hall of Famer and President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I don't think you could lose a match if he was your tag team partner. And he's a reality star, because that's how the fucker got elected.
That's very true, yeah.
Which is just bizarre. It's kind of like you wake up every morning and you read the news, you're like, oh my God, what's he done now?
Yeah, exactly.
So I will pick another one because I think she probably needs to work, and it's Nikita from California.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember California. Yeah.
I watched bits and pieces of it, yeah.
I think, you could just kind of get the diversity in there as well, have a female member of the stable.
There you go.
And I don't know, the third one would kind of just be, I didn't really think to maybe just Randy Jackson from American Idol.
Okay.
I suppose he'd probably, like, he looks like he'd be strong as well, so kind of just be an eclectic mix.
No, there's a saver right there. It's Randy Jackson, Donald Trump.
I think definitely win the OTT tag belts with that stable.
Boom! You're sorted. And that's a perfect stable there. So of course, Over the Top Wrestling will be back in the sold out Tivoli Theatre this Saturday on February 4th for Martina's Gift Party 2, back in the Dr. Dre, and also in the Magenta Hall in Belfast on February 5th. Tickets are still available for Belfast on eventbrite.ie. Angel, thank you so much for joining us here in the Kick Out.
You're very welcome.
We've been long overdue to have you on. I'm delighted to have you on finally, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Cheers. Thanks, Dave.
More than welcome.